Imagine you were walking home late at night. The street lights are flickering, the air is cold, but you look up and see a familiar friend, the moon. It is our glowing nightlight, our cosmic companion, the silver disk that has inspired every generation of humanity, from ancient poets to Apollo astronauts. It sits there, quiet, reliable, and perfectly predictable. We take its presence entirely for granted. But what if tomorrow morning you woke up to a perfectly dark sky? What if, in the blink of an eye, the moon just vanished? Poof, gone, deleted from the universe like a corrupted computer file. At first, you might just think it's an unusually cloudy night, but the absence of our lunar neighbor would trigger a chain reaction of absolute cosmic horror. The moon is not just a pretty rock floating in the dark, it is the vital, invisible engine that keeps Earth habitable. Without it, our planet would rapidly descend into an apocalyptic nightmare of crushing waves, supersonic winds, and extreme climate chaos that could wipe out almost all complex life. Welcome to your new moonless reality. To understand the sheer scale of this catastrophe, we need to understand the invisible bond between the Earth and the Moon. It all comes down to the fundamental force of gravity. Think of gravity as a giant, unbreakable cosmic rubber band connecting our two worlds across the void of space. The Earth, being much larger and heavier, pulls massively on the Moon, keeping it trapped in a neat little orbit so it doesn't just fly away into the cold, dark abyss. But here is the crucial part that most people forget. The Moon is also pulling back on the Earth. This lunar tug is relatively gentle, but it is incredibly persistent. The most obvious place we see this gravitational pull in action is in our oceans. As the Earth spins, the Moon's gravity drags the liquid water toward it, creating a slight continuous bulge in the ocean. This is what we call the tides. High tide is your side of the planet rotating directly into that giant bulge of water, and low tide is you rotating out of it. It is a perfect rhythmic planetary breathing system that has existed for over 4 billion years. But this relationship is even deeper than just moving water around. The Moon also acts as a giant cosmic brake pad for our entire planet. When the Earth was first formed, it was a chaotic, molten ball of rock spinning incredibly fast. A single day lasted barely 6 hours. The sun would rise and set before you could even finish a proper shift at work. Over billions of years, the gravitational friction from the Moon's pull on our oceans has dragged against our spin. It has slowly and steadily braked our spin to the comfortable 24-hour day we enjoy right now. The Earth and the Moon are a single, interconnected system, a beautiful, delicate machine, and you have just taken a sledgehammer to the most important gear. Let's break down the apocalypse, step by step. Stage 1. The slosh. The instant the Moon disappears, that invisible rubber band snaps. The gravitational bulge of water in our oceans suddenly has nothing pulling it up. Trillions upon trillions of gallons of water are released at once. If you're standing on a beach when the Moon vanishes, you have minutes to run. The global oceans would rebound like a giant sloshing bathtub. Coastal cities like New York, Tokyo, Mumbai, and London would be inundated by a chaotic, unpredictable surge of water. We are not just talking about a bad flood, we are talking about global tsunamis pulverizing infrastructure into dust. Millions of people would be displaced in the first 24 hours alone. But the ocean chaos doesn't stop at the shore. Our marine ecosystems rely entirely on the rhythmic movement of the tides to cycle nutrients, regulate temperatures, and support the entire aquatic food chain. Without the lunar tides pulling water back and forth, ocean currents would stagger and stall. The rich coastal zones, the nurseries for millions of species of fish, crabs, and corals, would stagnate and die. The oceans would become a toxic, still graveyard. This would trigger a mass extinction event under the waves, quickly starving billions of humans and animals who rely on the sea for food. But wait, it gets much worse. Welcome to Stage 2, the spin. Remember how the moon acts as a cosmic brake pad? With the brake permanently removed, the friction that governs our planetary momentum is fundamentally broken. While the Earth wouldn't immediately snap back to a 6-hour day, the lack of tidal friction would radically alter the flow of our atmosphere. The difference in speed between the spinning rock of Earth and the gases in the air above it would generate global superstorms. We are talking about hypercanes. A normal Category 5 hurricane has winds of around 160 miles per hour. A hypercane would pack sustained wind speeds of over 300 or even 500 miles per hour. That is enough force to strip asphalt right off the highways and turn a simple flying pebble into a supersonic bullet. These continent-sized storms would scour the surface of the planet. Entire forests would be flattened in hours. Buildings would be torn apart like wet paper, and agriculture as we know it would become completely impossible. The skies would be permanently choked with dust and debris, turning the sun into a pale, distant memory. You wouldn't be able to step outside without being blown away or struck by flying debris. The surface of the Earth would become a hostile, howling wasteland. And yet, incredibly, all of this is just a warm-up for the final, most terrifying chapter.
Stage 3. The Wobble. If you have ever spun a toy top, you know that as it slows down, it starts to wobble violently before falling over. Planets do the exact same thing. The Earth currently spins on an axis tilted at exactly 23.5 degrees. This perfect stable tilt is the entire reason we have seasons. It is why summer is warm and winter is cold, and why complex life has been able to evolve in stable, predictable environments. What keeps that tilt perfectly locked in place? The moon. Its immense gravity acts as a planetary stabilizer, a giant set of cosmic training wheels holding the Earth steady as it orbits the sun. If the moon disappears, the Earth loses its anchor. Over tens of thousands of years, our planet's axis would begin to shift wildly. Sometimes the Earth might tilt all the way over on its side, a full 90-degree angle, just like the icy planet Uranus. If this happened, one half of the Earth would point directly at the sun for 6 months of continuous, boiling, blinding daylight. The oceans would literally boil into the atmosphere, and the continents would bake into cracked, lifeless deserts. Meanwhile, the other half of the planet would be plunged into 6 months of absolute freezing, pitch-black night, trapped in a global ice age. Then, as the wobble continued, the poles could shift to the equator, and the equator to the poles. Antarctica could become a sweltering jungle, while Africa is buried under miles of glacial ice. The climate would swing between a boiling hellscape and a frozen wasteland so violently and unpredictably that no advanced plant or animal life could ever adapt. The Earth would become a barren, chaotic rock, completely hostile to the human race. So, our oceans collapse, super-winds destroy our cities, and the climate boils and freezes us into extinction. It sounds like the ultimate doom. But remember, this is nutshell futures, and we don't end on pure despair. Because if there is one thing humans are exceptionally good at, it is surviving the impossible. The truth is, the most existential threats, like the extreme axial wobble, would take thousands of years to truly destroy us.
and humans are the ultimate problem solvers. Faced with the chaotic, sloshing oceans and the screaming superstorms of the early moonless years, humanity would have no choice but to unite. We would be forced to abandon our petty geopolitical conflicts and work together as a single planetary species. To survive the supersonic winds, we wouldn't just give up. We would move underground, boring into the crust to build massive geothermal-powered subterranean cities. On the surface, we might construct aerodynamic, domed megacities made of advanced carbon nanotubes. Instead of fearing the 500-mile-per-hour winds, we would harness their sheer power. We would build gargantuan, resilient wind turbines that would provide free, limitless, clean energy for our new utopias. The loss of traditional agriculture would force a massive technological leap. We would perfect lab-grown food, massive indoor vertical farming, and synthetic biology, completely eliminating world hunger in the process. We would adapt to the dark and the cold, engineering our way out of extinction. Furthermore, without the moon's gravity acting as a massive speed bump, launching rockets from Earth would actually become slightly easier and more fuel efficient. Our surface battered by storms and our oceans ruined, the incentive to leave would be higher than ever before in human history. The disaster would ignite a golden age of space exploration. We would aggressively colonize Mars, terraforming it into a second Earth. We would establish floating cities in the thick clouds of Venus and build massive rotating space habitats, O'Neill cylinders orbiting the Sun. We would spread out among the stars, ensuring that a disaster on one single wobbly planet could never wipe us out again. The death of our moon would be the birth of a galactic human empire. In the end, this thought experiment leaves us with a profound realization. The universe is a cold, chaotic, and deeply dangerous place. The fact that we exist at all is a mathematical miracle. We are living on a perfect, tiny blue marble, stabilized by a quiet, unassuming gray rock that keeps our weather calm, our oceans breathing, and our seasons gentle. We don't need to fear the disappearance of the moon tomorrow. The strict laws of physics guarantee that our faithful companion isn't going anywhere anytime soon. But thinking about a world without it forces us to appreciate what we have right now. It is a reminder of the delicate, beautiful balance of nature that allows you to sit here, breathe the air, and watch a video about the cosmos. It is a call to protect our home, to be grateful for the immense cosmic luck we have been given, and to never, ever stop looking up at the night sky in absolute wonder. If the worst were to happen, we wouldn't just lie down and accept defeat. We would build, we would invent, and we would conquer the stars. Because human resilience is the most powerful force we know of. So, what do you think? If the moon vanished tomorrow, how would you want humanity to survive? Would you rather live in a high-tech underground bunker, a domed city braving the superstorms, or on a spaceship bound for a new life on Mars? Let us know your survival plans in the comments below. Stay curious, and thanks for watching.